From having the full support of the Laker fans to wanting to prove a point in his second stint with the Lake Show, D'Angelo Russell has no plans of leaving in the summer and wants to be the point guard of the future for the Los Angeles franchise. Of course, this was a possibility not too long ago as well, when Russell joined the Lakers as the second overall pick of the 2015 NBA draft. That stint was suboptimal at best, with D'Lo being forgotten because it just didn't work out for either side. Since leaving the Lakers, D'Lo has traveled around the league a bit and has led teams to the playoffs and become an all-star.
D'Angelo Russell resuscitating Brooklyn.
Big time three by the birthday boy.
Well, the Lakers haven't done too badly, landing LeBron James and Anthony Davis, and of course a championship. However, after a couple of mediocre seasons since then, the Lakers were struggling to get out of the elimination spots again this season. And when the opportunity presented itself, D'Lo jumped at the chance to join the Lakers.
Russell gets inside, trying to draw a little contact, throws it up, soft touch is good. 5 points early for D'Angelo Russell.
And prove that he belongs with the franchise. Just under 2 months since rejoining the Lake Show, Russell's made it known to the Lakers that he's here to stay and wants to be their point guard for years to come.
With a good block out. Ahead to Russell. Penetrates through the lane and gets the lane. Little off balance, lost his footing, but still.
And of course, as you'd expect, it's exactly what the organization wanted to hear. The Lakers haven't found a reliable point guard in years, and with the Russell Westbrook experiment failing, many believed that the answer was getting Kyrie Irving over to Los Angeles, but that deal didn't materialize either, with the Mavericks not willing to trade with the Lakers. So Rob Pelinka pulled a rabbit out of the hat and landed D'Angelo Russell along with a lot of depth for the team.
Here comes Russell again. He'll pull up, let it fly, and hit it. Timeout, New Orleans.
It worked out pretty well because Russell had fallen somewhat out of favor in Minnesota, and when the Lakers came knocking, he didn't think twice before agreeing to the trade. But just getting a second chance wasn't enough for Russell to prove his worth.
Snaps an 8-0 Warriors run.
Well, LeBron James is literally not guarding Jonathan Kuminga.
Russell goes strong.
Since arriving, D'Lo's used the remaining part of the season to prove his worth to the Lakers fans, and also to the franchise and the front office, as he tries to convince them to stick with him beyond this season. Well, some fans are reluctant to fall for the honeymoon phase trap.
He was down the stretch of ball games. Seems like forever.
He was a teenager when the Lakers drafted him. They're asking him.
Others are completely sold on D'Lo's impact, which to say the least has been fantastic, especially given how he fits this team like a glove. So it's not a surprise that the feeling of having D'Lo stay with the Lakers is mutual on both sides.
D'Lo with the Lakers up by 6. Stop, shoot, score! Timeout, Toronto.
In fact, it would make a lot of sense for the Lakers to stick with him instead of pursuing Irving. Now, don't get me wrong, please. I'm the biggest fan of Kyrie Irving, the player.
Nave sets the screen. Irving against Bullock. Nasty handles. Irving curls, floats, and scores!
And for the sake of discussion, I'm willing to forget about Kyrie Irving the person, but as good as he is, it doesn't make a lot of financial sense for the Lakers to pursue a deal for the 31-year-old. That's because while the Lakers will free up around $30 million plus in cap space over the offseason, it would make sense to invest that in multiple players that they got in before the deadline this year, rather than invest all that in one big fish, especially when that option includes a point guard who fits their system, while also addressing a couple of other weak portions of their roster, like a defender and a three-point shooter. And that much is evident, as the Lakers actually rose to 500 for the first time in over a year without LeBron.
Taking twos and trying to stay away from threes. Booker his third foul.
Oh, that's an and one. That's got to be an and one right there.
Thanks to this new-look Lakers side. More importantly, Russell also understands what the franchise stands for, and it's not a surprise that the fans are already behind him after his fantastic performance that led the Lakers to a big win over the Toronto Raptors recently.
Goes down, D'Angelo Russell. Defense gets back, D'Lo. Goes around one. D'Lo all the way.
D'Lo explained how he just wants to bring that fun back to the franchise, and also the laughing factor, which many Lakers fans would tell you has been lacking over the last year or so. The Lakers haven't been enjoying themselves on the court, even with AD and LeBron starting games.
As LeBron got on that trampoline and said, "Take this."
LeBron 19 in the game.
But now with this new look side and young blood on the roster, it seems that the Lake Show is ready to go all the way this season. And if they can be one of the favorites for the NBA championship, with only a month of training and LeBron only just returning, imagine how good it would be to have this unit together for an entire season. D'Lo of all people agrees and believes that if the Lakers can get one training camp together with this lot, they'll be an unstoppable force. And while that won't happen, at least until next season, they still have a lot to achieve this season, and it wouldn't be a surprise if they were to make a deep run. And yes, Russell might be only one of the pieces that's making the team tick, but his impact hasn't gone unnoticed among the fans who are excited to see him drain a three and do his ice-cold celebration. That said, if the Lakers are to keep the band together for next season, then their exploits of this season will play a huge part in doing so. That's right, the Lakers have 7 games remaining in the regular season. They're in sole possession of the 9th spot, but are still only 1.5 games behind the last automatic playoff spot, which belongs to Russell's former side, the Timberwolves. And the Lakers still have to play them once before the season ends, in what could be a decisive game, even though Minnesota owns the tiebreaker. If the Lakers can sneak into the playoffs, which they should now that LeBron has returned and D'Lo is also closing in on a return, the odds are in their favor to make a lot of noise in the postseason. Of course, going all the way won't be easy in a tough Western Conference, where almost every side in the playoffs will have a superstar or two leading their teams. But you simply do not rule out a LeBron-led side, especially when he has the support of Anthony Davis, and of course the likes of Jared Vanderbilt, Austin Reeves, D'Lo, and Malik Beasley, among others. All I know is no side in the West wants to face the Lakers over a 7-game series, and if the Lakers come good on their promise and make a deep run, Pelinka might not have a choice but to keep the band together for next season, and you know what that means. It would give D'Lo the chance to be one of the main pieces ahead of the inevitable rebuild, which could happen very soon, especially with LeBron not having many years left, and Anthony Davis failing to become the leading star on the roster. There's a chance that the Lakers might have to plan a proper rebuild soon. It would help massively if they can have one of the starting berths on lock, and with Austin Reeves expected to attract a lot of interest over the summer, and Dennis Schroeder expected to leave too, the Lakers would do well to lock D'Lo down on a contract, and give him the chance to remain with the Lakers and become the point guard of their future. Then, when the time for the inevitable rebuild comes, the Lakers would have an experienced all-star to get them out of the rut whenever needed. Hopefully, Pelinka and the front office don't miss out on the chance of keeping D'Lo this time around, because he'll definitely have a lot of interest over the summer when he hits free agency. That's all I have on the reasons behind D'Angelo Russell wanting to remain with the Lakers.